Hello, fellow mutants.
Hey, fellow mutants, welcome back to another video. In this video, I couldn't resist but talk about the 10 Ninja characters that has multiple variants, and of course, there are most likely going to be ones that are missed. But I did want to pose a question to you guys, which I will most likely reiterate towards the end of this video, is which iteration of the turtles like character is your favorite? And not only that, which iteration of the turtles is your favorite? And then which turtle is your favorite? Those two questions, separate questions. I know, complicated. Let's read. So the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles franchise has been going strong for 40 years, with the brand beginning in 1984 as an independent comic book series. Since then, it's gone to have cartoons, movies, video games, action figures, and more, but the Turtles quartet continues to return to the printed pages. This has given them, the supporting cast members, and their villains several different incarnations. Beyond TMNT themselves, almost everyone they interacted with has appeared in the majority of their different comics and adaptations. This includes allies such as April O'Neil and Casey Jones, and villains of such as the Shredder and various other mutants. Each continuity has its take on the iconic characters, with each variant representing their corresponding timeline perfectly. So number 10, Bebop and Rocksteady bumbled around various timelines. The villains had no basis in the original comics. This is the most iconic version of them. Let me, guess I can't get rid of that ad. This is the most iconic version of them. Well, everyone, I feel like most people know them as, who are, or I want to say most people. I am excluding the hardcore fans that might have read like the comics. That's that's my opinion. Anyways, let's see the other versions. Cause like this ad is like it's annoying. Okay, so there's the 2012 Turtles version of Bebop and Rocksteady, and then grab. I didn't mean to save that. Open a new tab. There you go. The Out of the Shadows Bebop and Rocksteady, and then uh open. And I guess this is like comic accurate Bebop Rocksteady. Anywho, anywho, unlike uh the initial phase, Bebop and Rocksteady weren't based on characters from the Raw Studios' Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comic book. Instead, they were derived from the 1987 cartoon of that the comic spawned and fit in well. Portrayed as dim-witted bullies who worked for the Shredder, the mutants Spore and Rhino were the comedy pair for an already silly series. Since then, Bebop Rocksteady has appeared in several other continuities and comic books. These included the Archie Comics TMNT titles, which was similar yet distinct from the cartoon and later additions to the series, though they're never shown in their brightest bulb. Their bubbling nature is usually a source of comic relief amid return tension in the series stories. And then they bring in Casey Jones, is almost always a troublemaker. Raph and Casey Jones share mutual anger. I'm kind of sad that they don't have like different versions of Casey. They only have this one. Kind of like how they did with Bebop and Rocksteady. Also, they show like different iterations of Casey. That's just me, anyways. In the original comic book and the 2003 cartoon, Casey Jones was a vigilante who was who took his race towards the rest of the road out on any criminal he encountered. I feel like, at least to a certain degree, that's how the 1990 Casey Jones, like, I mean, the movie, the 1990 movie Casey Jones was at first. He was just this angry vigilante that took his anger out on any bad guy. Anyways, this made Raph relate to him, though it was warned the turtle over his own temper. Quote unquote, while he wasn't a major part of the first cartoon, Casey has been seen in subsequent incarnations and is sometimes romantically linked with April. Casey sometimes has also has a softer side and somewhat comedic tenacities with his brusque New Yorker persona that making him the butt of the jokes due to his ignorance. Usually the second human ally of the TMNT. He fits in well with their feud against the street gangs, such as the Purple Dragons. Thanks to his iconic hockey mask, he also has the most consistent designs. And then number 8 is Hun is Hun. Oh, Hun is an underrated TMNT villain. The character has conflicting ties to Casey Jones. My personal favorite version of Hun is the 2003 version, probably because that's the first I grew up with. Probably. Uh, Hun debuted in the 2003 TMNT series cartoon as the leader of the Purple Dragons and the ally to the Shredder. Due to the criminal activities of his gang and how they abuse the community, Hun has a fierce rivalry with Casey Jones. This was interpreted in the IDW TMNT comics, where Han was instead Casey's abusive father. What? I gotta read that. That honestly sounds like a interesting and heartbreaking concept. Other versions of Han changed him dramatically, with the 2012 cartoon and comic books portraying him as a Bruce Lee-esque figure. Despite not being based on character from the classic comics or the original cartoon, he's become an increasingly relevant and prominent part of the brand. His hatred for Casey usually also extends to the Ninja Turtles, as he despises them for how they always foil his plans. And number 7, really? They don't have like different versions of him? That is disappointing. But it's the Shredder. The Shredder is always there to fax the Ninja Turtles. Leader of the Foot Clan debuted with the Turtles. The Shredder. Jesus Christ, okay. The Shredder is the evil leader of the Foot Clan, and he's debuted alongside the main characters of the first issue of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This comic portrayed him as a vicious, calmer, apparently. This comic portrayed him as a vicious assassin, that the same was the case in other timelines, such as the live-action movies and the 2003 cartoon. Though meant to be something for a one-off foe, he became the most iconic villain in the franchise and the Turtles' equivalent to Skeletor, the evil Decepticon uh, Megatron, or Cobra Commander. Yeah, I kind of knew about him supposed to be a one-off character. It is pretty interesting how like most like fans like attached got attached to the Shredder as the Turtles' main villain. Although it was pretty interesting. I like it. Of course, he wasn't always portrayed as a threat. He logically should have been, with the classic cartoon reducing the Shredder to a joke. Still, he remained a major part of the franchise in almost every incarnation. He refuses even to let death end his feud with Amato Yoshi's legacy. This includes the Ninja Turtles, who always targets the Foot Clan. Okay, I was going to say if number six was a Shredder, I'd be disappointed, but I can understand Cry. Cry, the Shredder's loyal daughter. The Foot Clan soldier sometimes replaces her father. Cry, who was popularized in the 2003 Ninja Turtle cartoon, though she debuted in the older comics. Cry is almost always shown as a Shredder's daughter, usually adopted, with a Rokusaki caring for her quite deeply. In some incarnations, her circumstances before being taken in by the Foot Clan leader were less than illustrious, causing her to be greatly loyal to her father. Christ's age can sometimes be different to the newer comics and cartoons. Nevertheless, her loyalty to the Foot never wavers. When Oroku Saki is killed, she occasionally replaces him as a Shredder. This is the dark inverse of the TMNT's relationship with Splinter, showing the dark side of family. Yeah, I kind of like that dark inverse. It kind of like complements the Turtles because they're like more of the light and like Karai. Her relationship with Shredder's more of the dark. So I kind of do like how they both go hand in hand in a way. April O'Neil is always the Turtles' allies. The sometimes reporter is the first human be Turtles befriend, and now they have like multiple incarnations. So apparently this is like well, I think the first incarnation of April. Wait, hold up. Is it just me? Is it just me, or does Master Splinter look kind of like Chuck E. Cheese back in the day? Okay, this is a better picture. So as of right now, with the exclusion of that Mutant Mayhem movie that came out in 2022 or three, this is all the incarnations of April. The original version, the 87 version, the '03 version. I'm not entirely sure which version this is. Uh, the 2012 version and the Rice version. I'm kind of surprised that they don't have what's the last road in April in here. But this is like all the major versions of April that has been out so far, with the exclusion of the Mutant Mayhem April. So, as portrayed in the original comics, April O'Neil was a scientist who met with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles through the mechanization of her former boss, Baxter Stockman. Later interactions, such as the one in the classic cartoon, made her into a reporter, which was to fulfill a sort of archetype popularized by Lois Lane from DC's Superman comics. April O'Neil was waxed and waned in her role, though she's always a loyal ally to the Ninja Turtles. The IDW Publishing TMNT Comics gave April a new origin that more tied into the Turtles, and this was seen in the adaptation such as the 2010s Ninja Turtles movies. 2010s? Oh, they're meaning Michael Bay's Turtles. Almost every adaptation since then has made her increasingly younger, showcasing the changes made to the franchise. However, the classic April is still around, thanks to the old school and dark world of TMNT The Last Ronin, which I'm going to tell you guys right now. If you guys are huge Ninja Turtle fans and like those gritty, dark-ish stories, or just a huge fan of Ninja Turtles, I recommend, heavily recommend The Last Ronin. Because Last Ronin is not only one of the best Ninja Turtle comics out there, it is one of the best it's one of the best Ninja Turtle stories and comic books, period. Heavily recommend The Last Ronin. Anywho, number 4 is Splinter. It's a not just Splinter. Splinter is the TMNT's rat master. The Ronin is like a father to the Ninja Turtles. Kind of disappointing they don't have like different versions of him set up. But despite his importance to the brand, Master Splinter has perhaps been one of the most radically changed parts of the Ninja Turtles franchise. In the classic movies and comics, he was a pet rat of Hamato Yoshi, who trained the Ninja Turtles in the martial arts. He has observed his owner doing once. In the '87 cartoon and other continu- continuities, he was instead Hamato Yoshi himself, having been mutated into a rat due to exposure to ooze. And then I hate to bring this up, but since those are the two common origin stories for Splinter, Michael Bay tried and change that by having him and uh and the Turtles be pets to April O'Neil. I thought that was dumb. Anywho, the IDW comics have changed this further, with Splinter and the Ninja Turtles being reincarnation spirits of Amato Yoshi and his four sons. No matter what changes in these variants, the one constant, sorry, the one constant is that Splinter is a loving yet stern father to the turtles, training them in everything they need to know. It's due to him that they have the skills and character to stand up against the Foot Clan, which sometimes have their own rivalry with the Rat. And then at number 3 is Flash. It's an evil mutant turtle. The dark mutant isn't one of the turtles. Ninja Turtles, I should say. A sort of darker mirror of the Ninja Turtles, Slash has had one constant uh, in its life, in its numerous variants. Portrayed as a somewhat large mutant turtle with his own blade weapons, he was originally shown to be attached to the plastic palm tree toy. His intelligence has changed over the years, and but the element has been seen in the original cartoon, the Archie comics, and even the IDW books. In some continuities, Slash is a tragic figure, with his simplistic nature taken advantage of by those who are truly evil. Sometimes he's even an alien turtle who isn't mutated in the series' traditional way, due to a lack of quote unquote main incarnation writers have been free to do just about anything with him over the years. Yes, that's always been my one of my favorite side characters of the Turtles. Ooh, Leatherhead. Leatherhead is sometimes friends or foe. I'd say the same thing they say about Leatherhead. In a few cases, Slash has been a friend to the Turtles, like in the 2012 series. He's been a friend. So, Leatherhead, the mutant alligator, always isn't always a villain. Fans of the 1987 TMNT cartoon, the Archie comic title, and the TMNT strips will sometimes remember Leatherhead as his hat-wearing villain. On the other hand, some of these books, the classic comics and the 2003 cartoon, had him as sort of a sympathetic anti-hero. The latter characterization is considered his true nature, with the Gator having been subjected to horrific treatment and experimentation in the past. He even once joined the Mighty Mutanimals, a spin-off group of the Ninja Turtles. He didn't just once join up with them. It's like I feel like it's multiple cases. Maybe in the comics he might have like joined up with them once, but in the 2012 series, he's part of the Mutanimals. Even Leatherhead's origins differ depending on the version, with most incarnations having him as a mutated animal. Others, such as the Archie comics, instead made him into a former human who was turned into a humanoid alligator through supernatural means. Likewise, in Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem made the character female, adding another layer on his divergences. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the Mutant Mayhem iteration, and I don't mean exactly mean of that character per se. I just mean in general. I'm not a huge fan of Mutant Mayhem. Like, Next Mutation is my least favorite Ninja Turtle show. Take of the Turtles in terms of soap, but in terms of movies, Mutant Mayhem is my least favorite because I feel like they honor the Turtles least in that film. I've said this multiple times on this channel. And then obviously they are going to talk about the Turtles. Um, Hold on. We're opening this in a new tab. I never seen this image. Out of all the images, I never seen this image. I like this image. It's a quite beautiful image. Um, oh, I never showed it, Delphil. But I never seen this image. I like this image. It's a beautiful image, but never seen it. Okay, so back. As the main characters of the franchise, it makes sense that they were on. There are many different versions of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They've gone from dark to and gritty to campy and comedic and back again, with the changes throughout the years, giving them distinct colors and personalities. This reflects the tone and scope of each corresponding series, with the current IDW comics amalgamating all the other incarnations. The main thing that has stayed the same is the persona, refined since the quartet debuted 40 years ago. Raphael is strong-tempered, Leo is the calm leader, Donnie is incredibly intelligent, and Mikey, he is lovable jokester of the bunch. No matter what, they're devoted to each other and larger family, and They always use their training to defeat against threats such as the Foot, other mutants, and even alien invaders. So that was fun seeing the different incarnations. And yeah, there's like different version like characters that they didn't include, like Baxter Stockman. How like Baxter Stockman that I came to know in 2003's version. That version was a scientist that worked for um Shredder that later on in the series essentially got turned into a cyborg. I know in the 1987 cartoon he still worked for Shredder, and but he got turned into a Superfly. And I think in the 1987 series he was white, and then in the 2003 series they changed, like they race changed him into being black. And then the 2012 version they still kept him being black, working for the Shredder. They incorporated the whole like Superfly thing from the 87 cartoon that I mentioned. So it's like really interesting to see not only like the different iterations of the turtles and their said villains, but the different like art styles and atmosphere said universe the turtles are set in these incarnations. I really like that. I really dig that. Anywho, what do you guys think? How like who was your favorite Ninja Turtle? What's your favorite Ninja Turtle incarnation? TV show, movie, comics, whatever. Um, and if you guys could recommend at least one Ninja Turtle comic, show, or movie that you feel like I might have not have watched, what would be that one Ninja Turtle recommendation you would give me? Granted, I will say that I'm not exactly up to date with the comics, so I am eager to hear what you guys say about the comics. Anyways, love you all. Wonderful day. Kind of one other. Awesome tackler day, and I'll talk to you guys later. Later, taters.